And this will be a 37-yard field goal attempt. And it hit the upright. No good. So a and Georgia in the Outback Bowl, Nebraska, South Carolina in the Capital One Bowl. The Gamecocks one win away from a program record 11th win. And then the TaxSlayer.com Gator Bowl. That's going to be also known as the Urban Meyer Bowl, the Ohio State Buckeyes and Florida Gators. Jones, Jeffrey, and Floyd, some stars from the SEC that are going to be on showcase today. All right, Penn State desperately needs something to happen positively on offense. Rob Bolden under center at quarterback. Has not looked good so far. Connects here. Complete to Kevin Hapley, the tight end, and a gain of 12, and some cheers from the Penn State crowd.
Well, there's your easy pass for Rob Bolden, even though he does get hit in the back from the corner blitz, but able to find his tight end, number 10, Kevin Hapley. Here's a look at the corner blitz. Number 2, DJ Hayden. It's a good thing he was coming from a long way away at that corner position, because Rob Bolden didn't know he was coming. DJ
Hayden, the junior college transfer for Houston. They say he's got some NFL potential. Davon Smith. Boy, Houston was ready for that end around. And it's Hayden again, a loss of 3 on the play.
DJ Hayden all over the reverse. Good job staying on that contained on the backside. Reads it all the way. Devin Smith, you see him trying to get the ball, really had nowhere to go with it. And now Penn State, who thought was getting a little bit of momentum, tried to go with a trick play. Faced with another 2nd and long.
Lobbing it up, Bolden deep downfield, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Derek Moy. And well covered by Hayden.
DJ Hayden, number 2 for Houston's had a busy series and a pretty solid one at that. But I like Penn State. We talked about them needing to mix things up. This time they just tried a straight go route to Derek Moy, number 6 on the outside. A perfectly placed ball by Bolden, and just a great play by DJ Hayden. And Bolden says, man, I cannot get a break out here.
Yeah, he threw that right on target. 3rd down and 13. Bolden with plenty of time. Comes to the near sideline for Moy, and that one again well defended. Tipped by McMillan. And a great job by the Houston secondary. And Penn State will have to punt.
Rob Bolden trying to hit a deep comeback route on the outside. This ball is just a split second late, and you see Zach McMillan, number 10, all that time he has to break on the football while it's in the air. We saw the difference earlier. We saw Case Keenum throwing the ball before the receiver even made his cut, but I think that's the difference between a 6th-year senior and a true sophomore.
Already the 5th punt today for Farrah. Stepping up. And fielding it is Edwards. 7 different receivers have caught a pass today for Houston. They have had scoring opportunities on 4 of their 5 drives today.
Look at the little coverage. It's just a little bit tighter than it was earlier in the game.
Keenum. Incomplete. That was well defended. Carrier, the intended receiver.
Well, it's tougher. Those passing lanes get a little bit smaller. You're able to get your body on a receiver. You can kind of feel him coming out of a break. And Penn State is starting to get a little bit more comfortable in this pass coverage. You got to remember, Penn State does not face a passing attack like this all year long.
Gerald Hodges has become the leader of that linebacking core. Made that last play. And now being wrestled down here is Case Keenum. That's going to be a loss of 3.
And another nice little adjustment on behalf of Penn State. Case Keenum likes to watch the defensive end right here. Watch what he does when he recognizes pass. When he sees that flare route, he takes that back. Case Keenum actually thought about going there, but it was taken away by a defensive end.
3rd and 13. Houston 4 of 7 today on 3rd down as Penn State is trying to get off the field, get Keenum off the field, most importantly. Haven't been able to do that very effectively so far. In the flat, caught, And getting out of a tackle as Carrier gets some yardage. But a good stop by the Penn State defense, and Houston has to kick.
And you saw a few nice adjustments that Penn State made. We talked to Larry Johnson and Ron Vanderlinden, their co-defensive coordinators, and they were very concerned about the first quarter. They said, man, we hope we don't give up too many big plays because it'll take us a while to adapt. Sure enough, they've given up 17 points, but it looks like they're starting to figure out what Houston is doing offensively.
Second punt for Leone.
What a beautiful punt.
Brown backs up inside the 10. Comes to the near side and finds room. Justin Brown, good return for Penn State, still on his feet. Stays in bounds. Touchdown! Justin Brown!
Are you kidding me with that return from Justin Brown?
93 yards on the return for Brown. Well, the Penn State offense has been anemic, but the special teams comes up with a big play. Now they're going to say he was out.
Right here, he was tiptoeing along the sideline right there. It does look like his left foot is out of bounds. So this one will come back. But what an effort by Justin Brown. It looked like about 3 or 4 times he thought the play was going to be dead. Finally, something for by DJ Hayden.
Rob Bolden. Handoff to Stephon Green. A good run on first down. Braswell makes the tackle out across the 40-yard line. A gain of 8 for Green.
Well, we've seen Penn State defensively make a few adjustments, and Penn State's offense looks a little more comfortable. The offensive line up front with their angles against this 3-4 defense that Houston runs, giving the running backs a little bit more room to run.
Two receivers to the right, one to the near side. They'll send Joe Suey in motion. Power run game right up the middle for Green again. He is going to be close to a first down. It appears that he might have it. Rob Bolden tried to transfer a year ago after the Outback Bowl loss to Florida, where McGloin played the entire game despite throwing 5 interceptions. He was not granted his release. Became the starter to start the year, but bad play took him off the field. Now he's getting a chance to redeem himself here in the bowl game. Goes back to Green, looking for room on the right side. He is pulled down from behind at the 45. Signs with the tackle. It's a 1-yard pickup.
But that was one of the first things that Tom Bradley did when he took over as head coach was, we're going to stop rolling our quarterbacks. And he went with Matt McGloin. But now with Bolden, this is really the first time he's had to play without having to look over his shoulder, which Jay Paterno said hopefully that will give him that confidence boost. You see the numbers there. Neither quarterback exactly impressive with their production.
42% completion rate really stands out. Tough time, and now he is going to be sacked at the 33-yard line. Sammy Brown, who has had a tremendous senior season, first team All-Conference USA, his 14th sack of the year. It's a loss of 8 yards.
Sammy Brown leads the FBS in tackles for a loss. Watch him play right here. Great job recognizing the play action. Just slips the fullback blocking him and gets after Bolden for a huge sack.
This 3-4 defense under defensive coordinator Brian Stewart. The linebackers are really the backbone. A big play there by weak side linebacker Sammy Brown. Now 3rd and 17. Bolden, deep pass downfield. Caught at the 20. What a catch by Davon Smith. He laid out and hauled that in.
Well, we just said somebody for Penn State needed to step up, and Davon Smith did it in a huge way. Time in a 3rd and long situation, you're thinking, don't give up a big play. He just runs right by him, a straight go route, The safety number 41, Nick Sines, just kind of took a bad angle. Davon Smith lays out for the spectacular catch.
Second completion today for Bolden. That one 43 yards. And now Penn State's in business. 1st and 10 at the 20. Bolden. And right up the middle, that's a gain of 3 for Silas Redd, who had 5 straight 100-yard games before injuring his collarbone against Nebraska, which limited him the last few weeks of the regular season. But talking to the coaches, talking to Silas Redd this week, he's feeling okay now.
You know, it's interesting watching Rob Bolden throw the ball downfield. We talked to Jay Paterno and said, what does he like to throw? Or what are you going to try to give him to get his confidence going, expecting the short passes? But he said Bolden actually likes to throw the ball deep. What a few nice fade routes so far.
7th play of the drive, the longest of the day for Penn State by far. Here's Redd again. And he'll dance inside the 15, brought down at the 14-yard line. A gain of 3 for Redd. Was a backup to Penn State's all-time leading rusher Evan Royster last year. He's going to come off the field now. And Stephon Green back in. 3rd down and 4 for Penn State. Thinking 6 here, but any points would be outstanding for this offense, which has struggled today. Green gets it down close to the 5-yard line.
And you can see Penn State's entire offense gaining confidence with each play call. That time a huge hole on a 3rd and 4, able to keep it on the ground. When you have 3rd and 4s, you can keep it on the ground and take those type of chances. Stephon Green, who's been so productive the last 4 or 5 games, showing some emotion out there too. That's what this Penn State team has lacked so far this game. They need somebody. Davon Moore stepped up. Davon Smith, excuse me.
So 1st down and goal to go for the Nittany Lions. Oh, high snap. Bolden recovers. Oh, it was a direct snap. Excuse me. I was faked out up here and down to the goal line. Touchdown. Penn State.
Clay, you were faked out, but so was Houston's entire defense.
Direct snap, and it's a touchdown for Green.
He snapped it right to Green. See number 67, Quinn Barham, coming right in front, leading the way, and then Green just powers his way into the end zone.
And the extra point by Farrell. 6. And even though Justin Brown's punt return was called back, they still put together a nice drive, and it leads to a touchdown. Now Houston going to get the ball back on the return. Tyron Carrier, look out, he's dangerous. 7 career returns for touchdown out to midfield. And I'm sure Joe Paterno, who's currently recovering from a broken pelvis and being treated for lung cancer, is watching intently. 2nd Houston drive starting at midfield. Underneath, Keenum completes it to Charles Sims. And he's going to be toppled after a 3-yard pickup. 2nd down and 7. Stephon Morris on the tackle.
And a game that was starting to look like it was getting out of hand with Houston 17-0. Penn State able to get a couple defensive stops, put it up, cut it down to 10. All of a sudden, things are getting interesting.
Keenum in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Edwards incomplete. So it'll bring up 3rd down. You can see how Keenum started, and since he has cooled off considerably, just 2 for his last 10.
Well, it's not only him, but even that last play, a drop pass. We saw a drop pass the last drive. Just Houston has not produced the same way they did at the start of this game.
On 3rd and 7. Complete, caught at the 34-yard line by Edwards. Every time Keenum needs to convert or looks for a big play, it seems like Edwards is the primary man.
Patrick Edwards, coaches talked about him as a co-offensive MVP with Case Keenum because of the plays he's made. Said he's had a phenomenal year, and you can see why, the type of production he brings to this offense.
After the gain of 13, 1st and 10, another pass caught by Johnson, and he picks up 9.
Well, earlier the success we saw Penn State have was because they were getting up and challenging more, but now all of a sudden they're getting softer again, and that's where Case Keenum is making them pay all day long. They need to do this more often.